Good morning, everybody. Appreciate you all being here. Obviously, coming off Saturday night, getting a chance to go back and watch the film. Kind of the same thing that I said, after the game. I was really pleased with the way that our guys competed throughout the course of the game. I think that we took a step in a positive direction when it comes to that regards. I thought we played with the right mindset. Just definitely weren't consistent enough. Our execution in a lot of aspects, and it was something good to see the explosive play offensively. We were able to, that was a good defense that we were playing, and to be able to get some consistency there, throughout. But obviously, we've got to eliminate, the negative play. I thought we got, kind of behind the chains too many times. I mean, we forced ourselves in a lot of third and long situations. Our third down, execution wasn't what we wanted, and obviously what we needed to win that game. And but I definitely saw some strides in the right direction. I thought Jordan, you really had a good week of preparation and handled his first collegiate start against a top 5 opponent, on the road. I thought with all those factors, I thought he did a nice job. Was definitely played extremely tough. Made some great throws, and obviously had some plays that he'd probably like to have back. But I really have enjoyed seeing his mindset and approach. Defensively, we've got to do a better job of eliminating the explosive play. Obviously, gave up too many explosive in the run game. Notre Dame was an experienced offensive front. They did a great job in executing their plan of what they wanted to do. But just too many times where either we weren't all 11 playing on the same page, executing, fitting our gaps, and then we had some missed opportunities when we had to check times to be able to make a play in the backfield, or obviously impact the concepts of what they were trying to do. We didn't execute to a high enough level, and that's something that when you're playing a good offense, an experienced group, you've got to be on point with what you're trying to do, and our fundamentals, our technique, our communication, all those things have to continue to improve. And we came back out last night, and I thought that our guys had the right mindset approach. I mean, took great ownership in the actions that showed up throughout the course of the game, and all of us we're all in this thing together. And there are things throughout the course of the game that I thought that I would have liked to have done better, and handling a couple situations differently. But we're going to move forward here this week, and we've got another top 5 opponent. We've got to come out and have our best, most consistent week of practice, which is definitely a challenge to our guys and for our guys. And we've got to come out and continue to improve, continue to get better, because I got a lot of confidence in what these guys can accomplish. But we need to be consistent in getting that done and go play our best game here this week.
First question will be your
when you went back and watched how Jordan played, I guess just it seemed like his comfort level is a little bit surprising to me as a guy that hasn't. I mean, he's only played a handful of college football games. Have you been impressed by that? And what does that tell you about maybe what he could do going forward?
Oh, I mean, it was definitely impressive, and that was one of the reasons why last week, I came out from Monday in this press conference, saying that Jordan was going to be our starter. I wanted to see how he handled that. I didn't, plenty of schools that would keep it as secret or keep that kind of wait until game time. But for him, I wanted him to know that this was his opportunity. This is to approach the week the way that he needed to approach it and prepare, and then go out there and play his game. And obviously there's a lot of things that he's going to be able to learn from that first start. But his poise, his composure, some of the playmaking ability that showed up throughout the course of the game. I mean, it was really impressive. And and then there's some, like I said, in the opening, there's some plays that he would definitely like to have back. But I thought that he did a great job in his first start, and I'm excited about seeing him continue to build upon that. What he's going to be able to do here this week moving forward.
This will be I think the first time ever FSU's played top 5 teams kind of in consecutive weeks. Obviously, I know the focus for y'all is more on yourselves, self-improvement rather than the opponent, but how tough does it make it when, I mean, it's been a pretty tough slate so far?
Well, I mean, it provides a great opportunity for our guys. And, for us, we need to improve individually. We need to improve collectively as units on both sides of the ball and in special teams, and then, show that improvement overall as a team. And so to get to do it against some of the top teams in the country, I mean, it's it definitely adds a sense of urgency in all aspects of what we need to do, because if we do not go out there and apply the lessons that have been learned, we're going to find ourselves in a very challenging situation. And, obviously we're excited about the opportunity to be back at home, and, we know it's a great opponent that's coming in.
Hi, Mike. I wanted to follow up on your comments on Jordan Travis and him being impressive in his first start. That's now 2 weeks in a row where Jordan has had a different situation and has succeeded in it and excelled. For you as a coach, as a play caller, when you see him step up in those moments, I guess what kind of confidence does that give you as him being a building block at that position moving forward?
Well, it shows up in practice. I thought the last week in practice, he really took the reins and ownership of all of those actions and how he prepared, the film study, the things he was doing on his own. It was definitely impressive, and he had a lot of confidence of him going into the game. And I felt like he would put us in a great position to be successful and to win the game. And we're sitting there with 4 minutes left to go in the game. We got the ball there, inside the 10-yard line, and we just unfortunately weren't able to make enough of the plays to finish that. But I thought that Jordan, he helped show the explosiveness that he has. Probably one of my favorite plays was the third and medium where he had the long touchdown pass to Tamarian. I mean, that was a big time throw and a big time moment, and it showed that just how quick we could strike, and obviously did some great things with his legs, and was able to add some versatility into the run game. And like I said, I'm excited to see how he moves forward here this week.
Hey, Mike, what do you see on film? Kind of your impressions of Sam Howell, UNC's quarterback.
I mean, he's a very talented young man, and I think coming off of a record-setting performance as a freshman, he's definitely continued to grow. You can see the confidence that he has in their offensive system. I've got a lot of respect for Coach Longo and the job that he's done. You've been familiar with him throughout the last 5 years of my coaching career, just watching his offenses and how they operate. But you can tell that Howell has a great sense of that. He's got all the talent in the world. He can make every throw. He's got surrounded by some extraordinary skilled athletes at running back, receiver, your tight end positions. I mean, all those positions you play a significant role in helping him you distribute the football. And obviously we know we have our hands full this week, but I'm excited about the opportunity and the challenge.
Coach, North Carolina is coached by one of the bigger names in college football. I was just curious if you had a relationship with Coach Mac Brown past, I think in 2018, you all did the film room thing together for ESPN.
I've got to know Coach Brown, really kind of stretching back to my first year at Memphis. I think he did a couple of our games when he was broadcasting, and you could not respect the man more than I respect Mac Brown. I think he's an incredible coach, incredible person. We've been able to kind of develop that relationship over the years, and we still stay in touch, pretty regularly and throughout the course of the off season and the early part of the year. But I've got a ton of respect for the man, the coach. I mean, you see what you've done. You're kind of reviving the North Carolina football program here in such a short period of time, and obviously it's going to be a great challenge here this week. But definitely one of the best in the business.
Hey, Coach, can you talk a little bit about the continued development of your offensive line and then what challenges UNC's defense is going to present you guys on offense?
Well, those guys are continuing to grow. They're continuing to work. I thought, for Robert getting his second career start there at right tackle as a true freshman. He has really been impressive to me, and he had some plays that obviously he's going to learn from, but just the way that he goes out there and competes was great to see. Getting Dante back in alignment, Maurice. I mean, that was those guys are you forget just the youth that those guys, they don't have a whole lot of games under their belt, but to see them, embrace the challenges of what they're being asked to do. I think, Devontae Taylor is probably, one of the ultimate leaders of our football team. I mean, the versatility that he's shown. You had to start at left tackle. Darius wasn't able to go in the game, so he started at left tackle this week and, played at a very high level. Throughout the course of it, and just seeing those guys continuing to grow and develop throughout having to use multiple lineups. I mean, I'm excited about the future of that position and just their continued work and development.
Coach, Tamorian Terry is a guy you guys challenged, I guess, 2-3 weeks ago. What was it like, one, to see him have such a good game, and two, just to see him continue to respond to that challenge? I know you praised him last week leading up to the game. Yeah, I mean, that's something that those are the steps you want to see as a coach. And, guys get challenged in a lot of different ways. And, part of our job is to inspire guys to go out there and be better than what they, even think that they could possibly be. And I think Tamarian has really taken a great step these last two weeks in his practice habits and the way that he's approached every rep, trying to push himself to the highest level. And the thing that I'm pleased with is the consistency that showed up through the game. I thought this last game was the most consistent game that I've seen him play. He made multiple contested catches, big play situations. Did some good things. In the run game, he was asked to, in blocking situations, and he just got to continue to grow and develop from these experiences. And I think that should give him a lot of confidence moving forward that, in the way that you prepare is going to put you in the best position to play at a high and elite level. And, I thought Saturday was, like I said, was his best game, and we want to build upon that.
When the defense is having the sort of problems or, in the slump they're in right now, for you, is it delegating more of your time or investing more of your time in helping that side of the ball out? Or is it trusting that staff on that side and kind of staying out of their way?
I'm involved in all aspects of what we're doing, making sure that, the identity of who we want to be and how we want to play, that standard, needs to consistently be met. And, I know that there's, we're continuing to challenge guys in all aspects. I mean, we've got to continue to get more production from our forcing unit, up front. That's something that we need to see. And that's, from the like I said, in the open statement, I thought that our effort, the competitive spirit that showed up throughout the course of the game was something that was there. But we just have to be more consistent with the techniques, the fundamentals, making sure that we have 11 guys playing as one. There were a handful of times there in the course of the game that maybe our fits weren't what they needed to be, and there's certainly a couple of times where we were in position to make the play, and we got to continue to trust those fundamentals and making it happen. And but at the end of the day, I've got the ultimate confidence in our defensive players, the guys that we have on that side of the ball, and of our coaching staff to put them in the best position possible to go out there and execute and make those plays. And so we're going to continue to work, we're going to continue to develop, and excited to see that growth.
Hey, Coach, there's been a lot of talk about Jordan. I'm assuming he's good to go. It looked like his hand got a little banged up Saturday night. Was he able to practice Sunday, and will he be full go all week?
Yeah, he was limited there on Sunday. Obviously, he was sore, coming off the game. But I think everything's moving in a positive direction, and we'll see how the week plays out.
Coach, is Thomas Schrader available, and if so, is he close to entering the O-line rotation potentially?
Thomas is, he's had a couple setbacks here throughout the first part of the season, but I think he is in a position where he can help this football team. And, I'm excited about what he's shown. He was actually in a position to start, probably 2 weeks ago, and then, had a little ankle, got his ankle rolled up on a Wednesday practice, and he wasn't able to play there against Jacksonville State. And so he is definitely in the mix. Obviously we're hopeful that we can keep the first 5 rolling, as long as we possibly can. But he's been impressive with the talent that he has, the way that he's been able to pick up what he's been asked to do, and it's great seeing him improve in the practice setting. I know he'll be ready when his number's called there in the game.
During that game Saturday, there were after a lot of the breakdowns, there was a lot of conversation on the sideline between defensive players and the coaches trying to kind of get on the same page. Are there concerns about whether or not the players are comfortable running the different things you guys are running, or do they know it and they're just not executing it?
I think, communication is, I'd say on the field communication at times has got to get better. And, part of that, there were times where, youth just showed itself in a couple situations. And, then there was times that we've got guys in position to make plays, and, for whatever reason, the breakdown in fundamentals and, execution of finishing the play, showed up. And, everybody's, takes a part in that, coaches, players, everybody involved. And we all got to do a better job to be consistent throughout the course of a contest. And that consistency's got to show up there at the beginning of the week. It's got to carry on through every day in practice. And then you go out there and play to the best of your ability. But, I've got the ultimate confidence in those guys that we have on and really in every aspect of our football team, offense, defense, special teams. We just need to see that consistency show up for 60 minutes through the course of the game.
We saw the Florida governor last week say stadiums can start kind of returning to fuller capacity. I know Dan Mullen after Saturday's game said he hopes that they're able to pack the swamp. Is that something you concern yourself with? I mean, I'm sure you obviously would love to have a full stadium, but
I'm focused on trying to do the things necessary to help our football team improve. Obviously I'd love to see as many fans as we can. That's allowed. I think that would be the desire for any coach. But right now I don't get a say in it, so I'm just going to keep coaching.
Yeah, I guess we won't know until further down the road, but just the way you coached the team last week, the expectations you set, how hard you were on them, and the way they were able to sort of compete, just the way they responded, I guess Saturday, the way they responded Sunday. I mean, is that a potential turning point despite not getting the result you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think those guys showed, like I said, in the response, a little bit of their heart, their identity, what they desire to be seen as, and who they desire to be. We just have to do that at a more consistent level. And but I am excited about the growth and the steps that I've seen that have been taken. These guys know it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge each and every week, every practice. Every rep out there on the field. And so, but you can really get a sense that they're embracing that. And I thought, Sunday night. I mean, when we came back to, we didn't get back here until about 4 a.m. and, had a delay coming out and all those things. But they came to work, and, you take ownership in the actions. You learn from the lessons that are presented, and you go and you get better. And it is coaches, players, everybody involved. That's the mindset, because, our ultimate objective is to improve and to be better today than we've ever been. And that's what we're going to work towards throughout the course of this week. And it's got to show up if we want to play to the best of our ability Saturday night.
Coach, I realize when a defense struggles a little bit, there's a lot of layers to that. How much of the issue has been guys' inability to get off of blocks, and how much can that be coached up in practice?
Well, I mean, I think that's something that is a key part of the game. If it's 1-for-1, then the offense is going to accomplish what they want to get accomplished. And there's sometimes that the guys have to take on double teams to open up and create a free play for somebody else. And even through that, I mean, you see times of just exceptional effort and exceptional technique where you can win a 2-on-1. But the one for ones, we've got to make sure that we're getting off blocks, trusting the fundamentals and techniques that we're using, and then when we're put in a position where it's one on none, we have to make the play, and those are things that everybody's responsible for. Everybody's has a role in that, and it's from how we're practicing an individual to how we're practicing in group in group work, and then being able to carry over that practice work into the game, and making sure we're playing with confidence, that we're trusting those fundamentals and going and executing.
All right, we're gonna go two more. We'll go back to Aswan.
We've seen what Jordan has been able to do to the offense. I don't know if one player can really do that for you defensively, but is there any sense that Hamza, if he can return, can bring that to you guys? And I guess how far along is he in that process of getting back?
We're still it's a day-to-day, week-to-week kind of situation with him. And obviously I've said throughout the course of the season that we're gonna, when he's ready to play and he can come out there and play at the level that we believe he's capable of, then he's going to go. Until then, and it's just going to be part of the process in his rehabilitation. But we're hopeful and excited to see how this week goes. And but we're playing a good mixture of guys there defensively. We've got guys that have a lot of experience. We've got guys that are in their first year, true freshmen that are going out there and playing at a high level. It was good to see a guy like DJ Lundy, Stephen Dix. Those guys are really coming along there at the linebacker position. There are definitely some mistakes that have been made. Some things that they have to learn from. But I think that the steps are being taken. I thought Emmett Rice, to call somebody out. I thought Emmett, played probably, one of the best halves and probably just overall the second half of that game, watching him fly around and the plays that he was making. It was his best football that I've seen him play since I've been here. And, he's been getting challenged at practice, just in all aspects. And I thought Emmett really showed up and made some good plays the other night. And we need him to continue. We need to see those. I mean, those older guys, the leaders, they need to emerge. They need to emerge in all aspects. And, I'm excited to see them responding to the challenge. And we'll see continue to uplift what we're trying to do on that side of the ball.
Last question will be Ira from Warchant.
Marvin has seemed like such a team guy throughout his whole career. So I don't know how concerned he is about his individual production, but obviously as a senior, his numbers aren't where they have been earlier in his career. How has he handled that? Do you pay any extra attention to a player like that when they're not having the success they probably expected to going into a senior year?
The things that you can control, you go out there and you work and you continue to push yourself in practice, continue to work on the fundamentals on doing things to the standard that he has for himself, that we have for him. And, I believe production will come. And, he's a talented young man. Obviously he cares deeply about his teammates. He cares deeply about this program, and he just has to continue to play the game, to the best of his ability. And I absolutely believe the production will come.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.